For 10,000 years, the Emperor of Mankind has sat motionless upon the golden throne, his body a decaying husk, his mind flickering like a dying star. Yet across the galaxy, billions still worship him as a god. Every day, 10,000 psychers are sacrificed to keep his soul tethered to the Imperium. And every day the whispers grow louder. What if he wakes? It begins on Holy Terra. Deep within the Imperial Palace, the Adeptus Custodes stand in eternal silence. The air hums with power. The Astronomicon, that psychic beacon guiding all human ships through the warp, flickers once, then stabilizes. No one understands what it means. Not yet. In the Sanctum Imperialis, High Lords of Terra argue as always. Over politics, heresies, and wars they can never win. But beneath them, hidden chambers begin to resonate with strange golden light. Servitors malfunction. Tech priests report impossible readings. The throne itself, that ancient machine older than memory, begins to pulse like a beating heart. For the first time in 10 millennia, the Emperor dreams. Within his mind lies a vast realm of light and shadow. Once he walked among mankind, guiding them with reason, science, and purpose. But after the Horus Heresy, betrayal tore his empire apart. His favorite son, Horus, turned against him, and in the final duel, both were destroyed, one in body, the other in spirit. The Emperor's last command was to keep him alive on the golden throne, never realizing it would become his prison. Now in the deep void of his consciousness, he hears voices, the prayers of humanity, billions of them. Pleas for salvation, forgiveness, victory. The weight of faith pulls at him, reshaping his once rational mind. He was never a god, but after 10,000 years of worship, he begins to believe. On Mars, the Adeptus Mechanicus detect strange surges of psychic energy. The Omnissiah's signal burns brighter than ever before. In the forges, red-robed priests fall to their knees, weeping oil tears declaring, "The machine god awakens." Across the Imperium, similar phenomena occur. Saints glowing with holy light, relics pulsing with warmth, and chaos cults screaming in terror as their demons are banished by unseen fire. Meanwhile, the Grey Knights, those secret warriors of the Inquisition, feel a tremor in the warp. Their librarians cannot explain it, only that something pure and immeasurable is stirring. Even the chaos gods sense it. In the hellish realm of the warp, Khorne growls in fury, Tzeentch's plans twist, Nurgle's gardens wither, and Slaanesh falls silent. Something beyond their power, something they long thought dead, begins to rise. The Emperor's eyes open for the first time in 10,000 years. Golden light floods the throne room. Custodes fall to their knees. The psychic wave that bursts from Terra sweeps through the galaxy faster than light. Warp storms are torn apart, demons vanish, planets once shrouded in darkness see their skies cleared. Billions of humans collapse in ecstasy, screaming his name. The High Lords of Terra rush to the sanctum, only to find the throne empty. The Emperor is gone. Panic erupts. The Astronomicon burns brighter than a sun, but it is unstable, flickering between brilliance and darkness. The Imperium of Man teeters on the edge of confusion. The Ecclesiarchy declares a new age, the age of rebirth. Yet the Inquisition fears the truth, that no one can control what comes next. On a world far from Terra, a space marine of the Ultramarines chapter gazes at the stars. He feels the Emperor's presence, not as distant faith but as a living force. His armor glows faintly with gold. A voice speaks in his mind. "My sons, rise." Across the galaxy, space marines everywhere feel it. Every loyal chapter, from the Blood Angels to the Dark Angels, hears the same call. For the first time in 10 millennia, the Emperor walks again among his people, not as a broken corpse, but as a being of light and wrath. But his return does not bring peace. It brings change and fear. The Chaos Gods unite in desperation. From the Eye of Terror, legions of demons surge forth. Abaddon the Despoiler halts his crusade, sensing something terrible approaching, something that even he cannot defeat. The warp itself trembles, for the balance between chaos and order begins to collapse. And on holy Terra, where once stood the golden throne, a new voice echoes through the halls. The Emperor protects, but now he judges. The galaxy holds its breath. The Emperor of mankind has awakened. The news spreads like fire. Worlds that had forgotten Terra now hear his voice in their dreams. In the hive cities, pilgrims fall to their knees, crying tears of blood. On the battlefields of 1,000 wars, Imperial soldiers fight with renewed fury. Hope, something long thought extinct, returns to humanity. But hope is never pure. The ecclesiarchy declares that the Emperor's return confirms his divinity. They preach that Judgment Day is near. Entire planets burn in religious frenzy, purging the unfaithful. Yet others whisper that he is not as they expected, that his light burns too bright, that his gaze sees too much. When the Emperor steps again upon the soil of Terra, he is not flesh and blood but a being of living psychic energy. His voice carries across continents. Machines awaken at his passing. His mere presence bends reality. Even the Custodes, his most loyal guardians, can barely stand before him. He speaks at last. "My children, you have turned my dream into a prison." He looks upon the Imperium and sees what it has become. A decaying theocracy built on fear, superstition, and endless war. The rational empire he once built has become a nightmare of ignorance. The Emperor's fury shakes the palace walls. The High Lords tremble as he dissolves their thrones with a thought. "You worship me as a god, but I am not your god. I am your father." But the people do not hear these words. They hear only divine thunder. To them his wrath is holy. To them, his words are prophecy. The more he denies his godhood, the more they worship him. Meanwhile, in the warp, the Chaos gods panic. The Emperor's presence pushes back their realms like sunlight burning shadow. Millions of demons vanish. Planets once lost in the eye of terror flicker back into real space. But chaos never dies. It adapts. Tzeentch, the changer of ways, weaves new plots. He whispers to mortals, "Even gods can fall." In secret, chaos cults begin to unite, guided by a new figure. A golden man cloaked in shadow, claiming to be the true emperor. His presence spreads confusion and doubt. Even loyalists begin to question, is the being on Terra truly their emperor, or something born from the warp? The galaxy divides. Half the Imperium swears absolute loyalty to the returned emperor. The other half follows the false prophet. Civil war looms, a second Horus heresy, but on a scale far greater than before. In the final act, the emperor leads a crusade unlike any other. The Primarchs, both loyal and damned, awaken from stasis or from hell itself. Robout Guilliman stands at his father's side. Mortarion and Magnus rise against him. The warp itself becomes the battlefield. Reality burns. For a moment, the Emperor faces his true enemies, not his sons, not the Xenos, but the Chaos gods themselves. The warp trembles as he steps into it, his light cutting through eternity. Each god falls before him, screaming as he absorbs their essence, reshaping the warp into a realm of balance, not madness. Then silence. Terra is quiet. The Astronomicon glows steady once more. The warp storms fade. Humanity stands free, but alone. The Emperor is gone again, neither dead nor alive, existing as the balance between chaos and order. And in the quiet dark of the galaxy, a single message echoes through every soul. The Emperor does not watch you. He walks among you. The age of the God Emperor has begun, but whether it leads to salvation or the final extinction of mankind, no one can say.